How's the trucker going?
You're good to go.
Like to call this meeting to order. Welcome everybody to the municipal chambers on March 1st, 2022, at 3 o'clock. Are there any additions to the agenda? Jack?
Yeah, I'd like to add a discussion about general public being allowed back in council chambers.
Okay. Anything else, Jack?
No, that's it.
I'm good because you're gonna add the other one that I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Thank you.
Perfect. Right, good. And I'm gonna add, because I've been asked quite a few times about our policy at the arena and what we can do to help people connect.
Yes.
Okay, so number
Excellent.
5. Arena. Can I get a confirmation of the agenda as, okay, Jen, all in favor, good. Is there any pecuniary interest or the general nature thereof? Seeing none. Did everybody have a chance to go over the minutes from our last meeting? Can I get an approval for the minutes, please? Brent, in favor? Perfect. And we have no delegation, so I'm going to welcome Darrell up to the table.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello, Darrell. Nice to see you.
Enjoying the winter?
No,
Yeah, we need a little bit of more snow, right?
Yeah.
Hasn't been bad so far. has it?
No, not really.
But I see
Glad
there
the
are
cold's going away.
frozen water services because we don't have enough snow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, but I think that's because we didn't have enough snow early.
yeah,
That's what.
That was,
Yeah.
that was my fear earlier on. The septic tank above ground, no snow on top of it.
That's great.
Daryl, what I say every year in the fall, I always say, this is the winter I hope that we have global warming that comes in and just keeps everything nice sandy and beaches and just beautiful. Yeah.
well, I second that.
All in favor?
All in favor?
gotta have a good- you gotta have a-
Everybody here supports
When
global
it's
warming.
when it's -40, you gotta have a sense of humor.
Okay,
Well, anyways, the calls have actually got few and far between on frozen lines. I don't think we had anything for the last 2 weeks. So we've been working on our last year's reports. And I think you have a copy of the water
Yeah.
one and the sewage one.
it was a riveting read.
Yeah. It's just a whole lot of, you don't even see all of them.
Yeah.
Hot water on the left, sewage runs downhill,
That's
Thursday's payday. That's all we need to know.
Got the water taking report completed. That was, I have to send them into the ministry every year. And it's, I have to put down something for every day. So 365 entries. You know. So that's pretty well it for water. Sewage. We also got our reports done. And I have got the 4th quarter report done for 2021 for the Environment Canada. That's done too. Mumps is done and our geotube building is back together and running great.
That's fantastic.
Wasn't near
news.
as bad as
That's good.
we
So,
thought.
so you have alarms or something in there? now?
Not, the alarm isn't here yet, but
But you have them.
we're not gonna have, all we're gonna have is a light
Light, okay.
because we don't have any way of signaling it out down there because we don't have communication across the,
Oh, okay.
for now.
Yeah, right.
But at least the light will be flashing beside the door. Somebody goes to sweep plant every day,
Right.
so it'll be,
Yeah, an indication that,
and we can set it like at 10 degrees or something, so it's high enough to,
Yeah.
you'll have a half a day or whatever.
of indication before you have an issue.
That's right. And we're running our large heater and then we just have a small one on the floor, so if something happens to the big one, which that's what happened last time, the little one can just take over and keep just a little bit of heat.
That's great.
And that's it.
anything else for Darrell?
So on your water intakes that you do daily, that's just, you record that goes to the ministry, you said?
Yes.
So that's just for your intake in the river, right?
That's to tell them how much we've taken out.
Of the river, right?
Oh, yeah,
I thought maybe they wanted the raw water test,
yes.
No.
No, they do want the volume.
Yeah, the volume coming
not the,
in.
not the quality.
We put, that's in the reports that they get also.
And I guarantee somebody at the ministry reads every word.
Oh, yes, you'll be here next Wednesday.
Yeah,
So we're having an inspection next Wednesday.
I was kidding.
I know you were.
Well,
Well, they look at them.
yeah.
So, yeah, that's. Everything's pretty good.
So that's pretty well similar every year. Do you have an increase this year? or not?
Gee.
Overall, but I'm not talking.
No, it's pretty similar, yeah. We're down a little bit because I see our percentage is down.
It's just from people using it.
I guess just less usage
Or less breaks, I guess.
and
Use a lot.
less break.
Yeah.
We had less sludge this year.
Mhm.
We're down about 150 cubic meters, which is a fair bit.
Right.
You know, we only had 925 and I've seen it as high as 1100.
Right.
So,
I was really surprised, well, I was kind of news in the 25% bracket.
Yeah.
What
yeah, I was
percentage we're
surprised
using.
it's that low.
And we gotta build a couple subdivisions.
So,
We have lots of water.
Realistically, you want to be closer to the 50. Not 50,
yeah,
60.
50 or 60 would be nice.
Yeah. Be the-
Yeah.
That's, doesn't put any strain on your system. Then.
That's right.
Once you get above that, then you're.
Yeah, well, then, see, the other issue we're gonna have is our pipes in the ground are too small.
Right.
We have a couple places where it's getting close now already.
Well,
so-
your feeder pipes.
Sewage.
Yeah.
Sewage more than water.
Oh, sewage more
Oh,
water?
yeah.
Well,
Well, it's like,
Water, you can push it.
Yeah.
But sewage you
sewage
can't.
has to.
there's some other municipalities that they just let their capacity go way over and just pump it. That's what they end up doing.
Over where?
I was gonna ask the exact same thing.
All right. All righty.
Thank you, Darrell.
Okay, thanks, Daryl.
It's,
Take care, eh?
I'm just getting a complaint about the YouTube and the glare coming off the window over Jack.
okay. Hey, Jason, how are you?
Oh,
We're just
they
gonna
are
take a minute
stuck.
and close the windows, so somebody wants to see Jack.
Yeah.
Can't see him too well. See that, Jack?
Got fans going on there.
Oh,
Hey, Jay.
Hello, everyone.
hey, Jason, you're up.
All right. Number one, the sand shed and the Augsburg Road tenders have been out and will come back for council approval at a future meeting. These tenders went out on the 20, was last Friday, so the 28th. No, 20 yeah.
25th. I thought it was the 22nd. Doesn't matter.
Whatever, yeah, so they went out the 22nd.
A question on that.
yes.
Jason. The tender for Augsburg, it appears that you've changed compared to what the one was last year? Like, are you tendering the contractor to do the banks and everything?
Yes. Ditching,
So we're not doing
culverts.
any of the ditching ourselves?
Is that more expensive?
Yeah.
It goes by so much a meter. Like a lot of it's doesn't have to go down very much. It's just, a lot of it's just more or less cleaning up the banks and the shoulders and just. It's not a real big project to do it.
But I noticed that at budget, that's why it
Yes.
was the amount of volume it was compared to last year.
Just, so that's just gonna, give our man more things to do, or do you have enough work for them? Or?
Oh, yes, we got lots, yeah. We got between Eganville shouldering and like I'm talking peeling off the grass to get the water into the ditches, to do a pile of ditching, change some culverts, get them cleaned out, get the water going where it's supposed to go. We've got all kinds of other high maintenance roads where we've got like 5 to 6 inches of sod that has to be peeled off, the ditches have to be cleaned out. I've got a list that we won't be, then we have our gravel, then we have beavers and we have all their patching and everything else to go
There-
with it, so.
There's no reason for anybody to be standing still for the year of 2022.
Couldn't be
Taking a
bored.
drive around the
No.
municipality, absolutely. no.
Plus I'd like to get some
We have a lot
training done with
yeah.
the new employees, like there's lots of courses that they have to get done to, you know, there's propane training, there's chainsaw, there's.
Yeah, we talked about that at budget
Yeah.
and it did sound like a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I just, yeah, so you don't think that's gonna impact your quotes much by doing it at a house? Not significantly, or?
It's probably gonna be more than what it would cost us to do it.
We're
You know,
gonna have to be careful, we're in the middle of a tender too.
You're right.
Yeah,
So this was discussed already.
At budget.
budget was, meeting was open too, though, so.
No, but just.
Yeah.
What I'm, yeah,
You wanna,
that's right, just,
okay, so number 2, I would like to ask council to pass a resolution to purchase the 2022 Tiger Moore as discussed in the public works budget through Canoe LAS under part B, section 3 of the township procurement bylaw as set out below. Cooperative purchasing. A cooperative purchasing with other municipalities, boards, commissions, agencies, and other levels of government, etc., shall be permitted. B, the method of purchasing and sharing the cost shall be determined by the CAO in cooperation with partner or partners in the cooperative purchasing plan. C, cooperative purchases may be undertaken at the discretion of the CAO, provided at the discretion of the CAO, provided that the monies are allocated for said commodity in the current budget. The purchases not allowed, not allocated in the current budget shall require council approval.
So we approve both the 2 and 3 in the budget.
Yes.
So you just need a resolution
Correct.
deeming you fit to buy these.
Through that.
And we did have a healthy discussion about these 2 items.
Just, what I was thinking about, I've got a question, Jason, on this Tiger Boom mower.
Yes.
How big is the fuel tank? Can you fuel it and the loader in the morning and go all day?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You don't have to come back for
No.
fuel.
No, and what we do is we do a rotation, because generally the graders will be going, maybe the excavator, backhoe, you know, we do a rotation in the morning, they'll take the fuel truck, they'll
Yep.
drop the guy off, and then at night they'll pick them up and, you know, do it. So everything is morning, night,
Yeah.
morning, night, right, so.
Yeah, but a lot of person, but you don't have to fuel halfway through the day. or
No.
No, that's good.
Yeah, and the wording in the resolutions more means we're buying this through LAS anyways,
Correct,
correct?
yes.
So, yeah, we already discussed it at budget.
Yeah.
I should have added it at the start of the meeting, and I'm sorry. Just a quick question after I added number 4, load restrictions.
Yes.
What is your opinion on load restrictions? Because today is March the 1st.
Yes, so as of right now, nothing has come through from the county.
Okay,
We usually follow what the county does because most of our arteries come off county roads. But if I feel that if the weather's gonna warm up and stay warm, I'll put them on, whether they do or not.
so right now, there's nothing bagged.
No.
So that means that we do have, because what happens, Jason, is if I'm on a road or someone's on a road, and the MTO see me turning on that road, right, they're gonna have to follow that sign.
Yeah, okay.
So are we going to bag the signs?
Yes.
So- Okay, that's my question, because we don't want anybody getting in trouble
No.
for no reason, right? Because I've looked at our weather this week and there's no reason, right, to do so. I just don't wanna have anyone have an argument with an MTO on
No,
the side of the road.
That's right.
You know,
Yeah.
saying, look, we were told, but so much easier to prevent that before it happens. Okay.
And the operations committee meeting at county is next Tuesday, the 8th. So I'm sure that Director Perkins will have a better idea at that time.
Looking at our long range forecast, I don't see 2 weeks as an issue
No.
for either or. I haven't seen them doing it, even a couple warm afternoons.
Yeah.
Do anything with
No.
the cold nights, so. Just so, if, in the event that I'm asked, because I do get asked by a lot of people, we're looking at the 15th then or close to it,
Yes,
in and or around,
yes.
okay.
And then that resolution, Jason, for the LAS bridge, that's gonna be, that's in our package this evening then?
Yeah, both of them are.
Okay, number 3, I would like to also ask council to pass a resolution to purchase the 2022 Komatsu WA 270 loader through QLAS under section 3 as set out above. Discussion, good. Any other questions?
Oh, I thought we were already at that, that's my.
I know, I know, so did I.
I didn't finish that one.
My apologies there, Jason. But,
Sorry.
okay, that's all right.
I just think we had such a healthy discussion about these items that it doesn't even,
It's budget time.
that's right,
It's still.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
You
absolutely.
know what I mean?
One other question.
Yes, sir.
On Augsburg Road, that curve, did our engineers give you anything, or are we just gonna leave it the way it is, that dip going up to Augsburg? I know I talked to you briefly
Yes.
about it in budget,
Yeah.
and you wanted to talk.
Yeah.
They said talk about it during the road, so
Yeah.
we're not changing it much, or did the engineers say anything, or?
Well, he didn't, we're gonna have a site meeting. So at that site meeting, then I have some other issues I gotta bring up to them. And that's one of them.
Yeah,
Which one are you talking
that's a
about?
curve coming right, well, right across from
Jimmy's?
Jimmy's and Dougie's.
Yeah,
there,
okay,
That
yeah.
dip where it goes sort
Oh,
of to the
'cause
right.
It goes down and it,
No, it goes
yeah.
up to the right. and
Yeah,
If somebody's coming over, you're,
yeah.
You
There's
can
a
be
flat
in the-
rock there, though, on the left.
yeah,
So I don't know, like. we can
like
probably
towards
just- yeah.
Scott's place, that'd be flat
Yes.
rock there.
Yes,
Yeah, because where the driveway is, so.
yes, that's
No,
what
I'm just wondering if the engineers decided to look at that at all, 'cause-
I actually mentioned that to him when we were out there, like in the fall.
Mhm.
And he was gonna, put some thought into it and just, because I did tell him the stone is very close there.
It would be, because I know the stone on both sides is quite hefty.
Yeah.
And the only thing, I know it could be an issue, Jack, but I lived in that area, as same as
Well,
yourself.
I lived
And we
there
haven't,
all my life.
all our lives, right? And we have, not that I don't want to prevent anything, but we haven't seen any issue.
I just, with more traffic being there, Tim, it
Oh,
wasn't,
absolutely,
it was an issue before, I'm just, once we're there, I'm just wondering if they had any thoughts, that's all.
Yeah.
Not, there mightn't be anything they can do, but they should at least be looking at it
Yes.
and see if there's any thoughts.
Yeah.
For sure, because now's the time to do it.
Yeah, and it is narrow there,
Yeah, and it,
so we were.
the traffic swing, you come, if the guy coming over the hill, is not paying attention, he's actually in the
In
other
the
person's lane coming.
That means you have the guys doing maintenance this year, that's something that you'd end up addressing at the same time anyways if needed, right? You have your guys designated for your world's longest list, is it good?
But, yeah, but anyways, I've been taking a look at
Yeah.
it, because it should be. And if there's nothing we can do, fine, but at least we've looked at it. in
oh,
case there's an issue-
absolutely,
In
no,
case
for
there's an
sure.
issue, because,
But I do know the landscape there too, and if it's gonna go up above beyond the budget to do something, because I'm sure it would require some pounding to get down on that side, on Scott's side.
oh, yeah, because you're going into Jimmy's and Scott's. as well.
That's what I'm saying, so that's,
To try and straighten out the bend, that's what you have to do.
That's right.
anything else for Jason? Looks good, Jason.
All right, thank you very much, everyone.
Right,
You
Jen?
have yourself a good day, and
Get a little more snow?
Yes, it's not, now that it's started again, it's not gonna stop.
oh,
Yeah,
Are you serious?
Well, we're supposed to get some more again tomorrow night.
yeah,
They're
another,
great.
The heavy 1 centimeter,
yeah, we're supposed to get what, 5 to 10 tomorrow? Depends who you listen to.
It's been changing, it's been 2 or 4 or 5, it's been up and down.
yeah.
Yeah,
At least
So easy to plan your day, right?
it's Very, very difficult, especially on the weekend with all that wind, it was terrible.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was crazy. We had a snow tornado and from our house to the granary, you couldn't see the granary. It was that whiteout. It's crazy. Glad I wasn't on the road.
Guys had a fun time for sure.
thanks, Jason.
I think they're-
thank you.
Do we have Dave anywhere handy?
No, he was gonna attend by Zoom. What time was he on? at?
3:30, so he's still got
So we're early,
11
okay.
minutes, so if
That's
we
fine.
wanna push ahead to, Actually, do you want to do the mayor's report or is there? wanna
No,
do
let's do correspondence,
We do correspondence first, okay?
just because I have a couple of things I want to talk to you guys about from county.
Okay. So,
Yeah, dissolve the Ontario Land Tribunal. Let's support that resolution.
Everybody else seems to be.
I- Everybody's okay with that?
Yep.
That was the only one I had.
The only one I have from correspondence from, I looked at Alderman Township, but maybe we should also declare the 22 year of the garden.
Sure.
Well, what I was thinking, not that many years ago, we used to have the largest pumpkin competition and that sort of thing, and it seems to have all gone by the wayside. And maybe we could have still go back to the largest pumpkin kind of thing or largest tomato and give them a certificate and for the town people, nicest flower garden.
Well, there is a garden award that goes on people's front lawns. Actually, I think your aunt and uncle won it one year. Yeah, that's quite nice, but yeah, no, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I thought it was
Sure. I didn't think we needed it just because we do have
good.
that,
Yeah, well,
you know, but I think it's nice for it, absolutely.
yeah, there's a lot of gardens in Boncher Valley, doesn't there?
Are there ever?
yeah. Anything else on correspondence?
The studio tour, so the Madawaska Valley Studio Tour sponsorship.
Okay,
Is that something that we normally do?
It is, yeah. it
But
is.
I didn't, okay, sorry. I knew it was something we normally do. Do you happen to know what we normally do?
We normally
Because
do,
there are different packages.
yes, so we normally do the middle package, I think, the 75.
Which is the website,
No, that's the, sorry, 160, which is the website.
yeah,
But I think we do the 275, which is the website and the brochure. I think it's the two, it's the middle. So there's 3 packages and I think we do the middle one. We get our business logo on the brochure.
well, we should really support it since we do put up the banner across the bridge. And we do have a lot of residents that participate.
So that's the 275.
Feel it twice the price.
anything further on correspondence? Okay.
It's kind of a lunch bag letdown when like 10 of them are the same thing,
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
So. I'm gonna finish business, mayor's report.
Can we get Dave on?
No,
Just 'cause
You've got a lot to say.
I need to have a discussion with you guys about something that came up at county council.
Well, I can go ahead to do the EGC one.
Okay.
So the EGC, we haven't had an EGC meeting since our
Right.
last report, so unless there's something Jack wants to inform us on.
Oh, no, nothing really. It's, our levels are a little low this year. But that's because of lack of moisture in the fall. It's starting to pick up now. The levels are starting to pick up. Shane's, or no, RPG has removed another log in Round Lake to stay with the water drawdown. So we're running that very close to our, well, right to our approved limit that we have, or that our guideline. And so it gives us more room for water in the spring, when water comes. So it's, the drawdown seems to be working good. And there's,
So if you had a big crystal ball, Jack, and you seen that the ground was froze very hard before the snow hit, will that contribute, in your opinion, to more runoff, do you think? I'm thinking it should, because it's not gonna soak as easy as it would, right?
if the ground is froze hard, the chances are you'll have more of a flash flood runoff,
Oh,
because it's going to, the snow's gonna dissipate and it's going to go quicker. So realistically, it's you don't want that snow to come.
Worse,
So
it's a worse scenario than if it was
Yeah.
not underneath, okay.
Because when it's real hard, the water runs, right?
That's right, it's not gonna soak,
It doesn't
that's
soak
right.
in until the,
I thought what Tim thought, like I'm thinking of our yard, that when, you know, underneath all that snow is just slick ice.
We have Dave.
Oh,
Yeah,
No, and right now we're within a couple thousand of our protected budget, so that's too early to tell.
right.
So I think everything's moving along fine.
Good.
And with the repairs there, with the unit one, it's been running since the repairs, no problems, no issues, so. Everything's working, well, and hopefully, next meeting, I have a few quotes out for budget for logs again.
Yep.
And we'll see when we do our budget, if we're gonna do it or not this year. And I got a quote coming for the back stairs. You know, the stairs out there, the wooden stairs, that they recommend they being replaced. Aside from that, it's just regular maintenance. Okay?
Thanks, Jack.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna move on to our fire chief, Dave.
Hello. Can everybody hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me,
Okay.
Dave?
Yeah, I can hear you there. Just having trouble getting off mute there. So, for this month, the proposed regulations is pretty much taking up the oxygen in the last month or so, in the fire service is pretty much all we've really been dealing with. Anything new coming, especially from the province. So I did want to talk about it, and I understand we did have a special meeting of council regarding it. So one of the things I did want to talk about was it, but we already have done that. So, and also if anybody has any questions from the last council meeting, anything that you've thought of that you might want to bring up today. I have a officer meeting Thursday night, and I'm going to take them through the proposed regulations and the legacy provisions, and kind of get an idea of where we stand if this moves forward in whatever form, where we would be legacy wise, where we could have people certified because of experience and not necessarily the educational component of it, which is much similar to the grandfathering, but it won't be a certification, it'll be an Ontario seal. I think that will help us out a lot because we do have quite a few people with a lot of experience that don't necessarily have the certifications. So we should be in pretty good shape with staff, that the majority of the staff that we have right now, hopefully. So we'll figure that out Thursday night. And I also did talk to the contractor regarding the upgrades to the hall, or the estimates. He said he's very close. I'm hoping very close means I'll have something next month for council to be able to give you an idea of where we're at. Another thing I wanted to bring up as well, budget. I think council was okay with me moving forward with the extrication tools. I just want to kind of get a clarification before I move forward and actually order them. Can you guys give me an idea? Standard.
I believe everybody was good with that.
Yeah,
Dave,
we
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you're
Okay.
good on that for sure.
Absolutely, especially,
Oh, and that's saying no.
So I'm only saying no because it was approved at committee, and if, till the budget is actually officially passed
Oh,
by
yeah.
the bylaw
Oh.
council, you just need a resolution from council for the purchase.
Okay.
It's not that it's not approved, it's not, it just.
We have to
yeah,
do that technicality
Just
first,
the
Dave, but
same.
in theory,
Sorry.
you're good to go.
Because of the amount of it, if it was a small purchase, you'd be okay, but because of the amount of the purchase, and because you're sole sourcing it, right, you're not getting multiple,
Bids.
bids, because it's
Right.
over the 1,000, so you would have to, so even if the budget was passed, because it's a sole source, we still gotta take it to council, but I can have a resolution ready for that if the committee directs me to, for the next meeting on March 15th, and get that to you, Dave.
let's not hold that up, because I think that we all agreed that on top of extrication, when you're talking about trying to bust into doors and in weird places, and like we thought that tool was multifunctional as well, so let's not,
Because the tool was portable.
that's right.
Is that enough time for you, or do you need it done tonight? Like, we're making pretty
Well,
good time.
I don't know I'm not sure about lead times as far as what they have. I'd have to find out what they have in stock and what they don't. Bunker gear right now, I just talked to our supplier. We had some fitted around Christmas time. It was a 6 to 8 week wait. Now it's a 6 to 8 month wait for bunker gear. So
God.
yeah, so that was my only thing. I'm sure it's fine to wait till the middle of the month. I don't see, a couple of weeks is not really gonna matter.
I'll have that ready on March 15th if the committee so directs, which I think they have.
That's.
Sounds like direction.
I would say we directed.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Everybody's good with directing it then?
Yeah,
Perfect.
Thank you.
she loves it when we direct her.
Yes, that's what we're here for, Annette.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
But despite all the delays that we're still experiencing getting getting things, equipment and PPE and whatnot, we're still moving forward very well with all of our annual inspections that have to be done, whether it be the pumpers. We just had all of our heavy trucks through their annual safeties. All that stuff is moving forward. So the labor component of it, the companies seem to be fine providing personnel for labor to be able to do things. It's just actually getting supplies if they're not in the country. That seems to still be an issue. So, but apart from that, if after I guess my next council meeting, hopefully I'll have numbers for you for an estimate to at least give everybody an idea of what the township's looking at. I'll come back with an idea for council as well, where we stand personnel wise with the proposed regulations. So I can give you kind of a concrete idea of what it's gonna mean for us if it moves forward. That's all I have for this month.
Any other questions for Dave? Thanks, chief.
You have something for county for Dave?
No, for you guys.
Oh, okay.
You're good to go, Dave.
I thought
Thank
wanted
you.
Dave to listen. No, no.
Thank you.
Have a good day, Dave.
You too.
Bye, chief.
Okay, Mayor
Okay,
Murphy,
yeah.
would you like to do your report now?
Yeah, over the last few weeks, I've attended 14 meetings, much like what the chief just said. Firefighter regulation has soaked up all the oxygen in the room. I've been on phone calls with all of our colleagues from the county, some very concerned heads of council and CAOs. I just wanted to talk very quickly. I had my 2 notes for our residents that are watching. The license plate sticker refunds can be found at ontario.ca/address change. I will tell you that I had a problem with mine. It came back failed. And I'd really like my $240 back. So I've sent a note to somebody that I know in the ministry, and I'm just waiting on just in case other people have problems with it. I actually had a problem.
Just a matter of interest, I got a letter in the mail last week reminding me that my birthday is coming up and I should renew my sticker.
There you go.
That's for the selling note.
You just saved $120.
Wasn't the direction though after a certain date in March to? be
No,
able to
you
apply
had to
for
do
that?
it by March 7th.
Oh, by
Yeah,
March 7th. I
yes.
thought it only took place after March.
No,
7th.
the
Okay.
portal's open, and I just want people to know, if you have a problem, and the 1888 number or whatever it is, or 1833 number, that is only for information purposes. There is nobody manning that phone.
You have to apply, they don't send it to you.
No,
online.
you have to confirm your address. Yeah, I know.
And where is that number? I just threw the other thing out that says I should.
No, you go to ontario.ca/address change. You need your health card and your driver's license. Yeah, and the reason I did it right away was because I wanted to see if it worked, so that I knew I was gonna be getting phone calls about it. And I want my $240 back. Anyway. What are you guys laughing at? Okay, so, the other note I made was about the arena being opened, but we're gonna talk about that in our next thing. So 2 things of significance happened at County Council. First of all, we signed a twinning agreement with Renfrewshire, Scotland, which is going to help with economic development, tourism. We've been trying to do this, and at the direction of Bob Sweet, who of course is from Scotland, and the chair of our Development and Property Committee. We've been trying to do this for years. And of course, you just make some plans and then COVID hit. So we've signed, the warden and the provost of Renfrewshire have signed the agreement, and we're gonna move forward with some great twinning initiatives. I'm really excited. I have a video, but I don't have it with me, but maybe at our next meeting, Annette.
You didn't send it to me.
No, Sierra, I think somebody was supposed to send out a press release with the, but the video didn't seem to work, so I'll re-ask for it. And I'll show it at our next meeting because it is really cool. One of the neatest things about it is you're watching this video and they put the flag, the Canadian flag in the corner when it was us, and they put the Scottish flag in the corner when it was Scotland. If you didn't look at those flags, I don't think you'd know which was Canada and which was Renfrewshire. It was, or what was Renfrew County and what was Renfrewshire. It was really, really cool to see the similarities. So I'm really excited about that. But the one thing I wanted to bring up with you guys, and this, you know, it rears its ugly head every few years. We have not updated our planning fees since 2019. So, you know, in order to do your severance, it used to cost $1,200, now it's $1,300. There were minor changes throughout the document, and I'm not like, as far as I'm concerned, they did a great job of the minor increases. The one thing that a bunch of us had a problem with is at this time, if you want to sever, your pre-consultation with the county is free. So I'll take you through my experience. So Dave and I wanted to sever 2.75 acres of land. I went to the county and I said, this is where we want to sever. Is this feasible? So they look at species at risk, wetlands, access, right? Like if it's not a great place on a county road or even on one of our roads, they would say, no, you can't put the gate there. It's gotta, you know, this isn't possible. So at that point, we wouldn't have severed, right? Why spend the 1,200 and the 6,000 on the actual survey, the survey, if it's not going to be feasible? The proposal now is a $200 pre-consultation fee. And I know that this doesn't sound like a lot of money, but my initial reaction was, so now I've paid my $200 and I find out that we can't sever because there's a bubble link on the property. I'm just using that as an example. Then we're walking away, but we paid this fee. And one of the arguments was, well, it costs to do pre-consultation. But on the other side of the equation, if people sever and build, this adds to not only our tax base, but the county's tax base. And so is it worthwhile for the, you know, I know that some of the pre-consultations are a little more involved than others. Ours was fairly simple. They just said, you know, stay away from the back of the property line because of this and this and this. It was a very simple process. And I'm sure the staff put in a ton of work. What Mayor Bros had asked at County Council was, could we defer this decision to March? Because we'd like to take it back and just get a sense of what our own councils are thinking. I will tell you that was not very popular with some. Some said, you know what, we are county councilors, this is our decision. But we've said that Bonnechere Valley is open for business, right? We've talked about development fees and the other ideas in the 4 points and what was best for severing and building here, what was best for our residents. And so I wanted to open it up to a discussion, and then I will bring this back to county council. We are not bringing it back to committee. We're actually bringing it back to all of county because of how divisive the issue was. And I know that $200 doesn't feel like a lot, but it could if all of a sudden you're paying your $200 and it's gone.
So if you're severing, that means you already own property here and you're already a taxpayer of Renfrew County.
Yes,
So I think if you've already contributed to the tax base, you shouldn't be charged another $200.
okay.
That's my opinion. Jack?
My opinion is, let's be realistic, the $200 ain't gonna cover the wages of the people that are working on it anyways.
No.
So why charge the $200? I don't agree with it, because it's not gonna, if somebody has to spend any amount of time, it's not gonna cover the cost of the people at the county to give you approval, yes or no, so I don't agree with the $200, so just,
And,
and I
and,
agree that once it gets severed, you're going to, they'll make their $200 back plus more. This is just like,
For sure.
it's ridiculous to put a fee on something that, it's not covering their wages anyways, it's not covering their time.
but I think one thing that I've been so proud of the last few years is that the pre-consultation has been free. And when I'm asked about severing and selling and, you know, the Endangered Species Act, et cetera, that's the one thing in my back pocket that I have that I say, no, but you can go to the county and they will let you know. I mean, look, your severance might not go through, right? It
Yeah,
might not.
we don't need to put them on the hook for
Yeah.
something.
That's
And that's what I don't want to
I
get down,
don't,
right?
I don't agree with.
I mean,
it.
there are so many steps in the severance, right? It goes out to your neighbors and, you know, everybody's got to sign off on it. And so I get the cost of the severance and I get the cost of the survey, but I don't think it's fair if, and you're right, I mean, if you're already a taxpayer and you're severing, then you're already contributing. Brent, you look like you had,
No, I just, because it's for the last while, the pre-consultations have always been free.
Yeah.
And they've always been included in the services of provided. So like, was this ask brought up by like a municipal head or was it brought up by county staff?
the document, the planning fee document was brought about by staff, right?
Yeah.
And guys, I'm telling you, I didn't bring the whole thing because it was minimal increases, like, you know, $25 there and $50 there. It was minimal. But this was something that they added in and it caught the attention of many of us. And so, yeah, we were in a real divide.
Well, I think these are, I guess, like how I look at it is like, we've always carried on that the pre-consultation has been free, it's been included, because the thing is, so you get one severance. Say it takes up X amount of county staff time or anything, but say every 10th one or whatever goes through and becomes a property tax, then that's your long-term growth that you want within the county, within municipalities. So even if we don't get Montreal, you're gonna get it somewhere else. So, and that's kind of how I look at it. So like, say you get that 3,000, 4,000 or 8,000 new bill taxation, your county's gonna get, say, 3,000 a year or X amount of dollars from it. Either way, municipality gets it. So I think I'd be curious to see, but I would probably say that it would well balance itself out. And I don't think that we should be responsible to pay additional fees for it. If not, then we would have to look at, or that being something that we would have to look at as our own municipality, I guess.
I know.
Because we're local and because I know a lot of municipalities, the chief building official generally gets a lot of calls as well and stuff. Being like, what's the realistic approach prior to them going to county as well?
And I guarantee our office does as well, right? Yeah, and so I think that's a service that was really taken as something like, thank you so much for not putting me through the hassle of trying to sever when, you know, there's a barn owl on the property and, yeah. Merv, just before I get to you, Tim.
No,
I agree with the rest of the council. You know, that's a service, we're already sending tax dollars there, we're taxpayers, we're already, like the excuse, well, that's gonna take county costs and county time, we're already contributing to the salary of the other employees.
And this will
Let's get something
contribute
back.
more,
Yeah, I
right?
mean, all we wanna do is all they, as I understand it, when they say, this is what I won't plan on doing, is it doable? We don't want a survey or an environmental assessment, is it doable?
Exactly, because God forbid you had to go through an environmental assessment.
Yeah.
and that's the thing, right?
Right? Okay, thank you, guys. I appreciate it. You know, I do agree with one of my colleagues that yes, as county councilors, We are there to govern and to make decisions, just like the five of us are for Bonashir Valley. But I feel like when it directly affects sort of the business that we do here as you know, with Dana as sort of a part-time planner and trying to give people appropriate information. I think that this is, I am not a fan of taking services away or charging something that's never been charged before. I don't think it's fair, and I think that people have gotten used to the pre-planning being free. So I really appreciate your support. I'm gonna go ahead to county council this month, and I know that many of our colleagues are doing exactly this. Actually, some of them right now at their Tuesday committee meeting or council meeting. So I think that we will be heard loud and clear. But I just think, you know, growth is our business right now, right? We haven't had tourism. We haven't had economic development. Growth is our business. So we need that right now.
Yeah, and again, I go back to saying, none of us here know what every little quirk is. So, you know, and I've done a couple of summerses, and there might be a quirk that you don't realize.
Absolutely.
That, hey, you can't do that.
Well, and they specifically told me to not make it 3 acres, to make it 2.75, to bring it closer to the road, because in the rear of our it's not wetland, it's a runoff from a pond, but I'm not gonna get into it with the ministry, right?
No, I don't.
It's like, forget it. So, but thank you guys. I have my marching orders, and I'm going to use everything that you guys said and bring that back to county council. So thank you. It's been a great month, but definitely fire has taken up a lot of time. And I also, again, really appreciate all of you taking the time on a Friday afternoon to weigh in. I'm glad the chief didn't review the 35-page document again. I think we got it all on Friday.
If you're not confused before, you would be. after
I'm
you
no
finish.
kidding. And there were so many documents circulating. Holy Hannah. Like the elected got a 12-page, the fire chief's got 33 pages from the OFM, the OAFC put out theirs, Renfrew County Fire Chiefs put out theirs. I'm like, information overload. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And anything else for the mayor? Okay. We're going to go on to number 3 in our, unfinished, so the proposals for the tourism relief fund strategy.
I thought that was great.
Mhm.
It was a good document. I like their name too.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, we just need a resolution because it's, we did ask for 3 quotes, but again, it's over the amount, and we only got the one. I should say we did hear back. So we asked for 3, 1 we didn't hear back from, 1 we heard back from, and they said, we just don't have the time. Like, there's no point in us even talking to you about it because it needs to be done by the end of the year according to the grant, and they said, there's no way. And this was the 3rd one that called us back and said, absolutely, I have time. Here's my whole proposal. And so I think it's going to be a good initiative for this year. And so the
and much needed.
So the resolution is coming for council
Yeah.
tonight.
Okay. Number 4, general public in the chambers. Jack.
Yeah, I'm just thinking it's probably time now that rules have been relaxed, that there's no more restrictions on the amount of people that can attend events. And so I think it's time that we allow the public back into the chambers.
Agreed.
I know there's a thing with the mask issue, but I think in the time being, if the mask mandate's still in, the public would just have to wear the mask when they're in there.
And who knows, that will probably be
Yeah.
taken away in the next few weeks. So, you know, how many meetings do we have? 1.
Yeah. we have one on the
So if the
15th.
public has to wear masks for 1 meeting, but they're allowed in, that's great.
Yeah.
It's great. And if you want to continue watching on YouTube, please stay with us.
Yeah.
I think, you know, both platforms, I think some people really enjoy watching us on YouTube and some people really enjoy being in the chambers. So I think this is great. Are we all agreed?
Yeah, I'm good with it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We gotta get back to what we were,
No kidding.
one way or the other.
That takes us to number 5, the arena. So, I have had a lot of inquiry about what's happening today at our arena and what is the policy going forward with the relationship to people attending the arena.
You don't need a passport anymore.
Okay,
You do not have to show proof of vaccination.
Okay.
Which will open it up to all of the kids. I understand that Kevin's going to keep the arena open until April 9th, which I believe is just before Easter, which I think is great. The one thing I'm not sure about, and I don't see anybody having a problem with it, is when you get to the arena, if you have to sign in for contact tracing. I mean, really, is it that big a deal? I don't think so, right? You're not showing proof of ID or proof of vaccination. You're simply writing down your name and phone number just in case, and we have to go, and Kevin, God forbid, has to contact you to say, by the way,
But actually, all you need is your first name.
so
Yeah.
as we're saying, everyone is welcome at the arena.
everyone is welcome at the arena, and
That's a good feeling.
I am actually, because this was not, I know that, today's the day, March 1st, but I've actually not phoned 4 people back yet because I wanted to make sure that all of council was like, yeah, okay.
No, I was even.
But I also want to say, just be forewarned, you will have to sign in, and not even the kids. I just think if you're there with a parent, and Merv's absolutely right, Merv, and then puts his phone number,
One member of the family.
Yeah.
Just a contact.
just in case.
I remember the big hoopla at the library at the beginning. I mean, you didn't want their no phone number or their address, just first then, in case somebody's there, you can call them.
Well, yeah, but anyway, yeah, so in my opinion, yes, when I get home, I will be phoning 4 of our residents
Fine.
immediately. And maybe even let's put it on our social media. And I will share it,
Oh, that'd be super.
Right?
Absolutely, yeah.
if we can get Dana to do that. Because then it's coming from the township.
Yep.
Even though we might share it.
That's right. No, that's probably the
I
best way.
think it's already out there. It's already on there with the public skate dates, and at the bottom it says, the vaccination is gone, and it just says masks.
Oh,
It says.
I'd like just a standalone.
Okay,
Just because I've been asked to, and it's much
Sure. So-
easier just to
Sure.
go ahead.
Absolutely. And you know what? People have a right to know.
Mhm.
And, we go back to our discussion about that it felt kind of discriminatory. And I know that these families, these aren't, an adult and his wife or a partnership and they want to go skate. They want to take their 3 kids. Right? And that's been a real problem. So I think this is wonderful news. I hope everybody stays safe. I think that we have to stay in the mindset that masking is not a bad thing when you're in a congregate, like in the grocery store, especially when people come right up to you. And you know what? Wash your hands, hand sanitize, do what you got to do to stay safe. But we need to get back to some sort of normal. And yeah.
One thing I want to add to that, it should be voluntarily. Well, if you want to do it in the future, nobody is going to, say you can't do that, but, if you want to, and even when the mask mandates are dropped, if someone wants to continue wearing a mask, let them do it. I mean, and that's, and that's what it's always should be about, is the freedom of being able to choose for yourself.
And you know what's funny about you saying that? Christine Elliott just said that this morning.
I
She
didn't see her,
said-
but yeah.
Some people will still continue to wear masks.
Well, it's
Because
been
it
2
makes them
years.
feel-
It's been
Right.
2 years and, they've been told that you have to do this and it's gonna be a long road out of this to get to normalcy.
And I just don't want any mask shaming.
Well,
Like if
I
you're
mean,
not wearing a mask or you aren't wearing a mask, we have to be kind to each other. Everybody feels differently, right? You might
absolutely.
be as healthy as a horse and you have no qualms. I'm immunocompromised. Perhaps wearing a mask just makes me feel better.
I think you're gonna see people wearing masks a long time after this, because of the people tell me, well, geez, since I wore the mask in the last couple of years, I haven't had a cold.
Or the flu.
Or the flu. So I think you're gonna see people sticking to it. It's
Yeah,
gonna-
I will tell you guys also, just so you're aware, and this is not, this is just for information. We did have a Board of Health meeting And we have a meeting every couple of weeks with Dr. Cushman, with the heads of council and CIOs. One of the things that Dr. Cushman did say is that Renfrew County, we're about 2 to 3 weeks behind the province. That's why we were seeing kind of a spike in our case count and our death rate. But that being said, he said, you know what? Follow what the province is saying and hopefully we'll come out of this. Okay, so just so you guys are aware that we're about 2 to 3 weeks behind the rest of the province.
Sounds good.
That's all I got.
I think that's all I have in my notes for our
I think you've set some sort of committee record.
council meeting, or committee meeting, I should say. So our next date is on the 15th.
Yep.
Of February at 3 o'clock, and everyone is welcome in the chambers.
Yes,
Everyone is welcome in the chambers and.
but we're doing 2:30 for EGC.
2:30 UGC.
Oh. Okay,
If we need one.
It's okay, we'll just pass the budget.
that's fine, too. Sure, that's all right. Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
It's been a long winter.
Yeah.
Media session.
They're so
I hope
quiet.
Debbie, I hope Debbie can come back. Debbie, I know you're gonna watch this. I look forward to seeing you in person, Brian.
I like that you always look behind you just to make sure.
You never know. No, and there's no closed sessions, so can I get an adjournment? Merv?
And we'll do the regular meeting Zoom.
Yeah,
Okay, we're good?
yeah.